immigrants, or the children of immigrants. Most of them lives in Europe and the North of America, and many of them had made achievements in different fields. It may be in sports, cultural field, or even in politics. And there is an immigrant who made a great achievement too. He's half Moroccan, half British, and he broke the record by making the biggest robbery in the history of UK. Lee Ibrahim Morai Al-Amrani, born in 12 November 1977 in Gravenhenge, London, a former mixed martial arts fighter. In 2005, his promising career in the Ultimate Fighting Championship was cut short after he was stabbed multiple times in Mayfair nightclub at reality star Lauren Pub's birthday party. Few months later, Lee Morai recovered and he took back his strength. He was truly broken after his career had came to an end, so he decided to find a job with some specifications, a job without a boss or someone who asked him what to do, how, or when. Lee Morai had met his friend that will be the first partner in the crime. His name is Paul Allen, and he was a former MMA fighter too. Lee Morai and his friends started planning for a robbery on a company called Securitas. This company's job is to secure and transport money between depots and banks. So he made a small gang of his friends and they started planning during 6 months. In these 6 months, they were studying Securitas, and which I mean their ways of working, transportations, and also the movements of the manager of the depot, Colin Dixon. They were spying on him and his family too. They took pictures of the man in his office and also in his home. Well, inside of the Securitas depot, there were a lot of money that usually transported to banks or from banks to the depot or even to other companies. The total of cash inside the depot was $260 million. During the months of planning, they had pursued a man working in the depot named Amir Hussein to work for them and bring them information about the security system inside the depot, also about the guards and the number of workers, and giving them all the details needed. His first mission was to put 3 spy cams on his uniform during work inside the depot to have an idea about the building structure, and in that moment they were shocked. They discovered that the alarm system was very advanced, and if they are planning to make a normal armed burglary, they will not make it, and the cops will come before escaping the place. In that moment, they start thinking about a new plan, and they find out that the only solution to get into the depot is Colin Dixon. So, should they pursue him to help them, or they should do something else? On 21 February 2006, while driving his silver Nissan Almera, he was pulled over on the road by what he thought was an unmarked police vehicle. Due to the blue lights behind the front grille, a man approached him in high visibility clothing and a police style hat. The manager proceeded to get into the police upholster's car, thinking that he was a police officer, where he was then handcuffed by others in the vehicle. He was then driven west, where he was bound further, transferred into a white van and transported to a farm. As this was taking place, the manager's wife and 8-year-old son were being held hostage at their home, after they answered the door to men dressed in police uniforms, who falsely informed them that the manager had been involved in a road traffic accident. They were then driven to the farm at which the manager was being held, where he was told at gunpoint that the failure to cooperate could put him and his family in danger. On 22 February 2006, at 1 a.m., Colin Dixon was standing in front of the door of the depot, and of course the employees opened the door for him. In this moment, the workers were surprised by an armed gang with shotguns and handguns. All the members of the staff were bound along with Mr. Dixon and left-locked in the cash cages. Another member of the gang was waiting them in a truck, where they took $92 million. Lee Murray and his friends didn't expect that they would find $200 million in the depot, so they couldn't take it all, cause the time might run out. One member of the staff had a key to unlock the cage she was locked in. She was then able to free the others. It was still another half an hour before staff members who had been tied up managed to raise the alarm. Police officers arriving on the scene discovered staff and the manager all bound. In the police investigations, they were informed by Colin Dixon that the robbers were put in a false beard and a mustache when they took him as police officers. So the cops know that for a kind thing, the robbers will need someone who is professional in doing makeup. So they start searching and they find out a makeup artist called Michael Hag, and she confirmed that she made a false beard and makeup for a group of men in the recent days, but she didn't ask for the reason. The police continued the investigations and they found the 2 cars that have been used in the robbery, but they found them burned. The gang thought that burning the cars will hide all the clues, but they were wrong. The police found that these cars belonged to a car dealer. They found also the truck that were used in the transportation of the cash. The weird thing is that the gang left $2 million in the truck. Did they forget it, or the time ran out and they should hurry? After that, they found the truck is registered in the name of a man called Lee Russia. So, who is Lee Russia? Lee Russia works in the shop of the car dealer that I already noticed. The cops started the interrogation with Lee Russia, the car dealer, and also the members of the staff that were bound. All of them give the same description of Lee Murray. After that, the defects to planning start to show, and the police were sure that this gang are not a mafia or professional criminals. So they thought that the gang may had an assistant that helped them, and they should be, for sure, a man who needs money and want to make it easily. So they doubt that this assistant must be a man from the car shop. They start the research in Lee Russia's house, and there they found 2 evidences. Lee Russia was too smart to leave the plan and structure of the Securitas building past in the wall of his room. They also found many pictures of Colin Dixon and many other videos. All the investigation indicate Lee Murray. After that, Lee Russia confessed that Lee Murray was the mastermind and Paul Allen was his partner. The biggest evidence against Lee Murray was the words of Lee Russia after he informed the cops that Lee Murray had made an accident in the recent months and they would find the car in the scrapyard. And that's what happened. They found the car and also Lee Murray's cell phone, where they found also a saved call with Lee Russia talking about robbing Securitas and putting a plan. He also mentioned that he needs a truck to transport the cash, and that was the biggest evidence against Lee Murray, and that he is the mastermind. The cops started researching Lee Murray's place, and they were informed that he traveled to Morocco with his friend Paul Allen. They lived in the capital Rabat, where they were having the best days of their lives. But the good days didn't stand for a long time. After a cooperation between the Moroccan cops and the Interpol, Scotland Yard, they find him and put him in the jail. Paul Allen was sent to England, while his friend stayed in the Moroccan prison. Lee Murray was sentenced to 10 years in jail. In 2010, he tried to escape, but he failed, and then he was sentenced to another 15 years. That makes it 25 years in prison. The British cops took back $40 million, and they are still searching for the rest. And since 2006 until now, the secured this robbery and the achievement that Lee Murray made is still the biggest robbery in the history of UK. That was the video of today. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button too, write a comment, and see you in the next video.